Hello everyone. Before you start reading this, just know that, you will be followed. I made the same mistake too. Listen to my friend, but now he's in a insane asylum. I'm almost there. My friend told me about this man with black hair and very pale skin. His face? Oh god, it went in my insides. I'm sorry. I will continue on. His face looked like a skull with yellow teeth. But the thing about him is that he looks like a human, with the exception of his face. Soon after my friend told me about him, I began to see a human figure each night out of my window. One time, I made a horrible mistake of going outside when I saw him. I wanted to tell him to go away, but all that came out was a whimper. When I did that, his hollowed out eyes started to bleed, and a red glow appeared inside them. Then he opened his mouth when I walked away slowly. But there was a red glowing eye inside his mouth, and it seemed to look at me, gushing out blood. It had millions of human faces. They were crying. I started to run, but he started shrieking and screaming, and the blood made human torsos with just their arms and head, missing body parts. But they had no jaw and were crying blood. They started crawling to me while I kept running. They too started shrieking and screamed. Don't run from your creator. I was running while they kept chasing me. The creator soon made a sword out of his red eye, but the sword was made of eyes and intestines. He yelled, your insides and your soul will be mine. I got home and locked the door, and he vanished. I thought everything was alright after that, and it was, until a while later. My house started having drips of red coming out whenever I turned on the shower or my taps. I looked out the window every night, knowing he is there, because I saw his eyes staring at me. The scariest encounter was when 5 years later, I forgot all about him, so he stopped following me, I thought. I was told to go outside that night to play with my little brother. We played and played in the park until it was night. I told him the time for bed, so he went with my mom, and I had to clean the mess when we made outside. When we played sports, I couldn't find the football, so I started to look for it. Then I thought I would buy myself a football tomorrow, so I stopped worrying about it. My mom said that she would see me at the house, so she drove my little brother to the house while I went in my car. I couldn't find my keys though, so I started looking for them. When I did, I looked behind me, and that thing appeared again. The guy had his guts and intestines out. They moved around, twisting and squirming around, and they were bloody, gushing, dripping red eyes and his gory entrails. They all looked at me and started gushing blood. The creator opened his mouth to get his gut-like sword out. I ran again, but his demonic humans got me. I still was screaming. Then he grabbed my neck and then choked me. He let go of me at the last second with his blood on my neck. I almost died, so I limped as fast as I could. I found my keys on my car, then I looked behind me. He was gone. All I found on the ground was blood. I had gone into my car and drove home. I kept seeing him on the road, staring at me with a grin, and had a deep red glow in his eyes. His eyes and his mouth was looking at me. Every night I hear creaking and pops. Once you read this, just know, every night you will hear him. He will go after you, because he doesn't want to be known. No one ever believes me, but trust me, he will come after you. Trust me. Just stop reading this before you go insane like me.